Hey, what's up, folks? Your favorite sorcerer really is Sopax. With a very important video. All right. So, picture this: a boat setting its anchor, and the boat is floating on top of an ocean, and the tides are moving against that boat. Right? And the tides are very, very strong. Eventually, the boat is going to get destroyed. All right? So, what am I trying to tell you with this? This is essentially what you most likely are doing. This is essentially what most magicians are doing, all right? You're not alone with that. Most magicians these days, I shouldn't say most, but those that are, a lot of those guys that are very vocal, that you might see on YouTube a lot, they have very, very, very little actual occult and magical education. They, usually began their practice a couple years back, maybe 5-6 years back, using, well-known material that is very, very, not deep, if that makes sense. Okay, so it doesn't give you the actual depth of understanding and occult knowledge that you need to have in order to practice magic successfully. It just give you a bunch of sigils, some weak-ass rituals, and they expect you to buy into them. Now, if you tried out these things, you've probably seen that the results are anything but overwhelming. Actually, underwhelming. Right? So here's what's going on, man. The whole universe is one energy system, right? And life is happening whether you exist or not. So the idea that magic is a practice where you just take your will and can bitch slap the universe into submission, get whatever it is that you want, whenever you want it, regardless of what's going on with the universe, is retarded and immature. That's not how the universe works. In reality, magic is a spiritual process in which you are supposed to dedicate to a path that includes certain practices such as energy work, meditation, physical practice is also part of that. And as you do that, the illusions and the separation that has been created through your programming and through your through the education system and you living in a society that's completely out of balance will be removed step by step by step. Now, in that process, a lot of the desires that you think you might have are going to fall away because they're not part of the real you. They're part of the fake you that's been imposed upon you, that you took on as a persona as you were living in this world. So you're going to get in touch with your quote-unquote higher self, and the real desires that are actually in alignment with your own energy field are going to come up. At that point, your will is going to be in harmony with the tides of the universe, and as you're developing this internal being, you would also learn in an ideal world, if you're studying magic thoroughly and deeply, you are also learning how to read and interpret the tides of the universe. Okay, so this energy system has certain vectors in it, energy that is directed into a certain direction, force that is moving somewhere that you should not stand against, otherwise you'll get destroyed, like that boat that is trying to mess with the ocean. So you would learn astrology, for instance, to understand when the right time is to do your ritual, so that you're planting the seed at the right time so that things can actually manifest. If you plant the seed in a wrong environment or in the wrong soil, there's nothing that's going to grow, right? So it's not the fault of magic, it's the fault of your lack of understanding of what you're actually doing that is causing the either problems At best, nothing, but worst, you're going to destroy yourself or you're going to cause damage. Yeah? The path that you're on, if you've chosen to become a magician, requires a dedication. And you dedicate yourself to a path, you dedicate yourself to the practice, and you let time do the work. But it requires dedication and sticking with it. The internal and external are one and the same. They belong together. So don't think that you can buy a grimoire and be a magician. You get it? It's not about the tools. The tools are the external thing that you need to operate. You need to know how to use them. Just because you have a demonic sigil somewhere, or you know the name of a demon, or you have a magical circle or something like that, doesn't mean that you're a magician. It's a path that requires dedication, understanding, and self-development. Discipline. Yes, not a nice word. I get it. Most people don't like to hear that these days. When's the last time, maybe you heard that from some ex-Navy SEALs and whatnot, right? And everybody's on about it. But what does that really mean, discipline? Discipline means that you're not living for pleasure. You're living for a specific, you have dedicated yourself to a path and you stick to it. This is what you need. When you go in this universe, when you go for something directly, you're not going to get it. In order to understand, in order to get freedom, to acquire freedom, which is willpower, the ability to influence the outside world, you must self-impose restrictions, discipline. You must have a strict discipline in your life. And the center must be your spiritual practice, magic. This is how you will get results. There is no other way. You must maintain the connection with the higher self, with the universe, with this bigger, larger energy system that is communicating with you, that is flowing through you, that is, if you open yourself up enough, if you open the body up enough, will speak to you at all times. Stop with this amateur shit. Just stop it. Just stop it. Most magicians that you will see out there, those that will dedicate themselves to the demonic, these people are not magicians. These people are damaged. They themselves are deeply, deeply disturbed and imbalanced. And as a result, their practice will eventually destroy them. It's just what it is. They're dealing with a weapon that they don't know how to control because they have not controlled themselves. They have not explored themselves. They have not explored themselves to the point where they are able to release all the trauma that is preventing them from getting in touch with the universe. Because that's actually what's in the way. All the false programming that you're carrying, all those energy blocks that are preventing a free flow of energy and a connection with the source. That's trauma. That's carried in the body, it's carried in the mind, it's carried in your energy. And this is what shadow work is, okay? You need to release that. You need to open the body up. You need to open the mind up. You need to open up your energy. And then the beautiful, powerful being that you are can actually shine through. I sincerely hope that you can make use of this message. I mean that. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.